G'day and welcome back for more Survival Impossible. The launch is getting so close, I can taste it. All I need to do is assemble the remora and build the antenna towers. And then run through the incredibly detailed checklist that I was sent by Tyrope, which is awesome. This is one of the comments on the last episode and it has basically everything I could need, and with variants for local control or remote control. So that should get me to a safe launch, I hope. There were a bunch of other comments, but that one really went through it all in the finest detail, so it's pretty awesome. What I want to do today is get a cargo module built. Get a cargo module built for the Splitsie. Now, I could try and use the connector on the ore detector to do that, but accessing the cargo of that connector in the position it's in is going to be nightmarish. So what I'm thinking of doing is building a small grid large cargo container with a connector on top and a battery on it, and that's it. Something really nice and simple that I'll be able to load up with components to build my antenna tower. So what I need to build first is the stuff for a large antenna. Now I'm going to use the standard antenna, not the antenna dish, because I'm building a really tall tower and I haven't quite got a design in mind of how I could fit the antenna dish on in a way that would look right. And for those of you wondering why I'm not using the laser antenna for going to space, there's your answer. Gold. I don't have any. I can't build them. There's also a second answer, which is laser antennas are terrible for controlling stuff that's moving around because it's really easy to cut yourself off from your signal. So my plan long term would be to use a laser antenna between the base and an asteroid base, so two fixed positions that are going to be much more difficult to unintentionally break the connection of. And then I can use that, turn on a broadcasting antenna at the other end to control a remote controlled drone or whatever. But that is a long-term goal because of that gold. So it's regular antenna, which means we build that. And I'm going to need to build a whole lot of steel plate and construction components. Ooh, as well, I need the stuff for some turbines, because I'm going to need at least 3 turbines for getting enough power, and I should probably build a battery up there too. I'm really hopeful that the Splitsie can actually reach to the top of these mountains. If it can't, I'm going to have to decide whether I walk up to the top, which sounds so dumb because I will definitely starve. Pretty much I'm going to have to build it as elevated as I can get with the Splitsie and no further up than that. Which is, well, what you going to do? So I need a large cargo container. That battery. This is all because I'm too lazy to crane on the parts of the remora right now, because I really just want to get started on this build before that sun goes down. So I'm going to need to put lights in as well. That's something I hadn't thought about until just now. I really want to build it so that I can see it from here. It'll be kind of cool looking up to the tops of those mountains and seeing this stuff up there. My plan with the satellite dish thing is to build a satellite dish. Oh no! Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh no! I didn't look at which way I was doing this. Ah, oh, dang it. I'm gonna have to waste all that stuff so that the connector is actually hooked up to the cargo container. Because if the connector's hooked up to the cargo container, I can use the connector on the remora for a little bit of extra storage. Oh, that's so unfortunate. And that means I'm gonna have to push this thing over somehow. I could use the crane, I guess, but dang it! We'll get the Splitsie out the front to connect up to the little cargo module I've just built, so disconnect, dampeners on. So I'm going to need to pick up that module and kind of drop it on a slope so that it rolls a little bit and gets vertical. I can hook up because I stuffed up the placement of a connector on the blocks. Alright, get out of control, come back around here because I'm going to need that person. Oh, in fact, I should just bring the Splitsie down so I can build the chair on it that I wanted to. Control, come down. Because I'm going to need a chair on there to fly up with it. So I can build stuff when I get up to the top. Could build a full cockpit, but I think that's unnecessary here. I'm just going to build a single passenger seat. Nice and cheaply. There we go. And it looks like I'm going to struggle to do any sort of investigation of how far I can get up the mountain until morning, which sucks. So I really wanted to get started. I think I'm going to have to wait most of the night to get enough materials. Good. Be able to drop that now. Oh no! I think this is going to take a few attempts. Oh, that's what I may have to end up doing. Let's build some sort of support for it. So like some little legs on it. I may end up needing to do that. Also, that thrush is coming this way. So I'm going to land the Splitsie. And I'm going to get my cannons ready. Because I am pretty confident that it is going to send something nasty my way. I'm going to land this in a much better spot than what I did last time, because I don't know why I never just connected it straight up to here. Makes so much more sense. Oh, that hurt. Rift up. Hello, little red battery. See if this thing gets close enough. Are all my turrets on? Yes, they are. Are they all set to max range? I'm pretty sure I fixed that up last time. Yes. Alright, Mr. Thrush. Are you going to send something nasty after me? Or am I going to be safe? I suppose I could run away in the absconder, but I kind of want to see whether my new turrets are going to do something useful. 1.7. Still no other signal. This is okay. I might be safe from the thrush. Nope. Incoming. I can see that drone. I am not safe. Oh geez, that thing is coming down fast. Take it out, take it out, take it out! Oh, what did that hit? Wow. It managed to not hit any of the small grid vehicles. That is so incredibly lucky. Wow. Alright. I'm happy with that. Though I'm not happy about that divot in my nice pristine snow. I guess I should have run away and made it crash somewhere else. Oh well. I do have power in the absconder now, so I could have done that. But I did just... I wanted to see! It's been so long since I've been attacked and I wanted to know. What parts did we get? Is it just scrap? How intact are those thrusters? Not intact enough for me to run out of air. Let's get into the office. So there we are. Back getting attacked. This is what I was hoping for, so I'm not complaining. I'm kind of excited that things are... The pressure's on. This puts the pressure back on me to try and get up to space so I can get that silver and get myself another medbay. Oh yeah, I'm definitely excited about this fight coming back. Because I now have to seriously consider the issues of how I'm going to defend myself in the long run. I'm going to need some sort of long-range assault thing. Something that can hit at those drones well in advance of when the guns can. Something that can make it so that I've got... I don't know, I suppose I could use something like missiles to... like guided missiles to take out the cargo ships before they even get here. And then eventually something to pirate them, something to take over them and get goodies from them. Let's try and build a little bit of a support on this. That should be about right, I think. Yes! Alright, we're good. Cargo module ready. It is getting very late. What can I really do throughout the night? I need these things done, and I don't want to be constructing the remora during the night either, because I need additional lights for that. I do need to put some lights on the remora, now that I think about it. On the main stage, it doesn't really have any situational lighting, so I'm going to need to add that. I also realized a problem with my original plan of putting Steve inside the cockpit of the remora. If Steve's in the cockpit, I can't remote control it. So I'm going to have to build a little chair on the outside for Steve to sit on for the unmanned flights. Which is unfortunate. But at least I'll be able to still control it, still have all the mass of all the stuff that I would need for a manned flight so that I can test and be confident that if it works unmanned, it's going to work manned. But yeah, I can't have Steve in the cockpit because he'll be the primary means of control. As soon as he's in the cockpit, I'm stuck. We'll move this closer to the cargo system. I was going to attach this to the base, but I think the base is overnight going to suck power out of the batteries of all my stuff because I've got the refinery working on all of the nickel and silicon I mined last time. So I'm going to drop this in here, and I'm going to try and land the Splitsie and turn off all of its systems. I'm fairly confident that I'll be able to move this stuff with the Splitsie because it can lift the large grid bits and pieces. And they're fairly heavy, but the components are pretty heavy too, so I might run into some troubles there. I suppose the good thing, if I can't get up there with the atmospherics, is if I'm right at the limit, the drones aren't going to be able to fly up there either. So at least this construction will be safe enough. I just discovered I did something silly. My ejectors on the remora have some components in them, which I'm not exactly sure how they managed to get there. Oh no, wait. They're the stuff that's small enough to fit through the small conveyor system, so that makes sense. So I hadn't set my sorters up behind these ejectors to have the correct blacklists or whitelists. So I've now whitelisted them, but that means what I have to do is actually make this thing throw out so I can get the stuff out, and then turn it off so it's ready to go once I'm up in space mining stone. So I don't have to bring stone back down from orbit. That would explain where some parts went. So I'd been building some components and going, where did the parts for those go? I swear I'd ordered them up and they hadn't been appearing when I'd been using Build Planner. I've assumed it was a Build Planner bug, but it might have actually been my own silly behavior. Let's charge up the absconder a bit more, since what else am I going to do for the night? I think it's almost up to 100 kilowatts in the battery now. So if we have a look, battery 112 kilowatt hours. And my small battery, which is my backup, has a long way to go before it's going to be fully charged, but at least it's there for safety now if I forget to turn my main battery to recharge when I'm running the hydrogen engine. But slowly getting there to something that will actually allow this to be used again. Do you know what I think I might do with the night? I'm going to go and mine some stone. I know it's not really all that worth my while, but I'm a little bit lost as to what to do with the rest of my night. And at least that'll be something vaguely useful to get me a little bit more iron, even though it's not much. But something to pass the time until the sun comes up. I definitely need to do something. I've already done a bit more work on getting a bit more food over here, with a bit of algae soy product being made. I'm hoping to make something a bit more advanced than that once I've got a bit of it produced. The downside of doing that is that I'm not actually charging the Liftsie's batteries right now. While the hydroponics system is working, there's no charge going into those batteries at all. It's nice that these boulders are still here. A quick way to get the stone back in. So for a while I've had the basic refineries set up to not use the conveyor system, because if they did, they would pull all of the stuff I want the regular refinery to refine into them, which is annoying. So do do I have any other ores? No. I think the big refinery might be... Yeah, it's done at all. So I can turn them back on for the moment to use in the conveyor system so that they can pull all the stone in themselves. But I'll have to remember to turn that off as soon as I mine something worth collecting. Worth getting the regular refinery to work on. Every time I come back, need to remember, keep filling up the absconder. Maybe one day I'll get it to a level of charge that it's actually going to be useful for more than just one trip. I have thought about where on this thing you could potentially put one of the small hydrogen tanks, but other than kind of getting rid of those 2 containers that are in the back here and sticking the tank out, so basically taking out these 2 light armor 2x1 slopes, taking out the 2 cargo containers that are in there, and then putting the tank in the 4 blocks that you've cleared out. I actually don't know of anywhere on this thing I could put tank. Actually, no, I can't do that because the battery takes up that space. I was thinking if you inverted it and made it point down. No, that doesn't work either. I honestly think that is the only spot you could put a tank. And I don't know that having a hydrogen tank, when I can't even keep the hydrogen engine running long enough to charge the battery, is going to be all that useful. So, still going to keep thinking on it and trying to come up with a way that I might be able to put something else on the absconder to make it easier to charge up until I have some sort of crane that can attach to it with a rotor. But for now, don't have anything that I feel will work in the way that I would like it to. That ladybug is heading straight over here, so I'm going to try and get out of here. Hopefully my load is light enough that I can get up this hill fairly quickly. Come on, come on. I'd like to get home before it gets here. I've got guns on this thing, but I don't really want to have to fight with them. So it looks like home base is going to avoid it. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, 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 nope. Stop. Oh, I'm too late. Oh, I'm too late. Drone's incoming. Oh, drat. I was trying to get out and get in the absconder, but I was too slow. I think if I run away, the drone might follow me over this way. A squid? What? Am I really that high a threat now? Oh, that's bad. Okay, it's going away from the base, which is very, very lucky. Blammo! Okay. Apparently... What the... Ah. Apparently, I have become a bit more of a problem to the... What the... It's still flying? Go down! Oh yeah, there's... I should not walk all the way over there. But is there anything good in this field of wreckage? Oh, that's really unfortunate. That's such a waste of ammo. Okay, they're done. Good. Anything good in this wreckage? Like ammunition. Nothing of value here. Well, at least the large number of turrets I have on... Well, not large. At least the extra turrets on my base are proving to be of value. Well, that pushes the priority for building some extra turrets that are kind of on little solitary bases out amongst the valley to a much higher level. I need to get that done relatively soon. This also makes me really want to get the Remora out of here so that I can get that silver. Oh, if the Remora got damaged while prepping for launch, I would be so devastated. Oh, the sun is starting to show itself on the horizon. Well, I mean, the light of the sun is starting to show itself, so I think it is time to call it the last trip for stone for the evening. And I am so incredibly happy about that, because if nothing else, stone mining is a majorly boring exercise. However, it has been somewhat productive this evening. Let's lock up and have a look at how much iron I've actually managed to produce. I think it's going to be somewhere around 7,000 or 8,000 kilograms. Which, yeah, not huge, but not nothing. So where are we at? Oh, no, closer to 10,000. That's... yeah, I will have probably gotten 10,000 by the end of the night. Once all the stone that's on the Goofy gets refined as well. So I've still got another, like, I don't know, 70,000 or something? 60,000? That's acceptable. It's not great. It does triple the amount that I've got in storage, which, you know, that makes it worthwhile. But it also made me realize, mining with this thing all night, and the fact that I still have, what, 50, just over 50% of my battery charge left? If I had a flying miner, there is no way I would have any battery charge left, and I wouldn't have been able to make as many trips. So the Goofy was seriously useful overnight. Like, incredibly so. Because I've been able to mine the whole night without running out of power. I had the hydrogen engines running most of the time as well, so that possibly helped a little. Alright, let's get me enough food that I don't die while I'm flying up there. And since I'm on the outside of the ship, I'm going to need to make sure I have every single... oops, I need to grab stuff. I need to make sure I've got every single bottle that I could possibly carry. That means not carrying things like money. That means keeping a close eye on my oxygen supplies as I go. Well, I can carry it at this altitude. Let's see how we go at higher altitudes. I think I'm going to need to park this thing and build mostly with scaffolds rather than using the Searchy to build, given how high up I'm going. But here we go. Up to the top of the mountain. Damage something on this. Is that just dusting off against the cargo container? Okay, things are looking good for building on top of the mountain. Let's just make sure that I'm not going to start sinking. And I am. Well, that's not great. Oh wait, let's get away from the mountain. Away! Oh jeez. Yeah, that didn't work. That was all just me just launching up there with the strength of the thrusters boosting from the ground. Wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna need to ascend a little bit more slowly and see where on the mountain I can actually build these antennae. Maybe... yeah, maybe that's a better spot. That little shelf just there. It's close enough to the base, but it's still 1 kilometer closer to space, I guess. Well, if I ever want to get away from the drones, I just need to build right on top of the mountain with something. But I'll have to build something with hydrogen thrusters to get up there. We'll just have to go here, and I'll just have to build the tallest tower I can manage to with the materials that I've got. Okay, let's nestle this in against those rocks over here. Doesn't go rolling down the hill and lose everything. Inertial dampers off. Let's turn the antenna off. Well, I'm 2.4 k's away from my base, but I reckon I'm only 1 kilometer, maybe 1.3 upwards. someone better at trigonometry might be able to work out whether this is actually going to be beneficial for space if I were to launch directly up from my base. I don't honestly know. Put a few of those in. Oh, already used up 2. That is something I'm going to have to be very mindful of. At least I can leave this cargo container up here and fly back without it. So my thought for this thing is going to be 2 pillars of light armor, which I will eventually weld up just in case something nasty gets up here and tries to destroy them, with a stairwell in between them. So 1 block there, another block there, then we need to have our stairwell. I decided stairs because ladders, obviously the big problem with them, you have to weld them as you go if you want to keep climbing them, and you can't build from them, so they're just not as practical for something like this, where I'm going to have to be building as I go up. And there we go. That's the rough idea. And then down near ground level, I'll be placing the power production. So I'm going to need to have probably 3 wind turbines. So my plan for powering this thing is to build 3 wind turbines. Possibly might need to do 4 if they're not efficiently enough positioned. But they should get by with 3 since the antenna at full range uses up 200 kilowatts of power. So I should be able to manage that with the with 3 turbines, given how much power I get out of them on Omicron, which is not as much as you normally get on other worlds. The wind here is not as strong, which was one of the things I deliberately did when I set this up, because I didn't want to be able to get away with just a single turbine in so many places as the ultimate power solution. This is actually a really safe way to build this tower. Like I'm not taking any risks jumping up on ledges. Really quite happy with this. Also, with this tower shape, and one of the reasons I decided to go this way, with the armor blocks on each side and the stairs in the middle, I can actually put support structures in to look like they're support structures, because I've got the armor blocks on the outside ready to attach to, and no stair blocks in the way, or no ladder blocks in the way of any supports that I would want to put in. I'm so disappointed I couldn't get right to the top of the mountain. That would have made this properly worthwhile. Now I'm kind of questioning the relevance of this antenna. I think it'll still be useful a bit when I get to space because I'll have a broader range. So if I've just got the antenna down at the base, that's just a big sphere from it. Whereas this extra sphere will mean I'll be able to get a little bit off target and still hopefully have some still hopefully have a proper connection. If I lose connection, I lose the Remora. At least until I can build another one to get myself up there. Oh, I gotta go home. I'm about to run out of oxygen. I can probably place down a few more blocks and then I'm gonna have to fly home and get more O2. Jeez. Coming up here without any ability to refine oxygen might not have been a very good idea. I think I might put some extra bottles in the connector on the Splitsie for the next trip, rather than just filling up what I can carry in my suit. Alright, I'm going to call that the top. Don't really know exactly how high I've gone, but I think it's far enough to make this tower look quite tall and flimsy. Just having glances across at Steve's point of view to see just how flimsy it looks. So, my plan to make this work up here was one of those blocks. Then I need to... There's a catwalk out here. It'll be that one. Not that way, though. Like that. Another one. Because I think I should, if I build a bit of a platform up here, be able to make something that'll work. That's what I want. Keep all the safety railings. This is definitely something that needs to have occupational health and safety in mind as it's built. So, create a catwalk. And then I need the one with the 2 sides. Single. Oh no. Oh man, I have to sneak out here. This is the one dangerous part of this thing. I have to go out on the side to build the catwalks that are going to go around the side here. Oh, this is not good. This is certain death if I fall. Come on. Yes! Okay. Got that one. I am not chancing the other one. I am going back to get some more oxygen, and then I will come up and do the other side. Because I don't think I can take doing both of those right now. That is vertigo and panic-inducing and terrifying and horrible in all manner of ways. Kind of cool approaching the base from this position, because I haven't really done much in the way of flying over it to see what it looks like from altitude, except for when I'm using Steve's camera. Don't normally get to fly. I kind of like it. Alright, back we go! Oh, actually, just quickly while I'm here, I'm going to have a look at how much iron I ended up from my nighttime mining spree. Yeah, 10,000. Nice. That's enough that I feel like my pain of frustration and boredom was probably worth it. Time to climb. And hopefully not fall. Ooh, hold up. Might have a safer way of doing things. If I can jump up on the Splitsie. Okay, let's try this. We turn the antenna on. I go to third person. I take control of the Splitsie. Unlock. And we fly up. And I use the Splitsie as a safety platform rather than sneaking and trying not to fall off the edge. In theory, this should be a safer way of doing this. As long as I don't fall off. I really just need to put that one block in, but I might try and place down all of the elevated pieces. Now I have to remember, when I stop controlling the Splitsie, don't move. Don't move a muscle, just place the blocks from where I'm standing so I don't fall off. There we go. That's one bit of safety net. Now, let's grab control of the Splitsie again. Back to third person. Fly up a bit higher. A bit forward. I might actually come around here, because I need to join these two sides up to each other and then place an antenna on top. So it'll be, I think how I want to do this is maybe a block like that and another full block there. I might go full block in the middle. Yeah, I think a full block in the middle is going to be best. And then it's just a matter of placing the antenna right on top. Alright, I should land the Splitsie now. And try and do the rest of this controlled, like the rest of this just walking around up there. So I don't want to run the Splitsie out of power and die because it's crashed to the ground. I guess this is the sort of construction that if I'm going to do more of them, I am going to absolutely have to build some sort of welder apparatus that I can carry with this Splitsie, or something similar to it, so that I can not have to carry all of the materials up to this height by hand. I don't know how I managed it, but I used up those 6 small steel tubes that I need for this antenna somewhere else. And that is so annoying! This means I'm going to have to fly all the way back to base just to get those steel tubes. I think what I'll try and do is finish off the rest of the design of this facility and then go down, because there may be other pieces that are missing. Which is incredibly annoying. Oh well. Something else I've noticed is that it's been a long time since I've run this much, because I'm actually starting to tire a bit. I wonder, could I just stick some turbines on the side of the tower using the Splitsie? Because that should produce enough power if I put them high enough.
Energy low.
I think I'm going to do it that way. I was thinking of something a little more like creative and building some towers, like building a run away from it and building some other little towers around, but I think it'll look better if I just put them on this tower as it is. And because I can use the searcher to stand on, I can build them somewhere that would be horrendous to build stairs to. I think that's going to be the way to go. I need to get closer. There we go. One can go there. I wonder if I should have put those further down so they weren't getting obstructed by the... If they do even get obstructed by those catwalks above them. Oh well. It's here now. I am not changing it. Does build vision give me its output now? No. Alright, I'm going to have to build the battery, so let's go back down to the ground. In fact, let's sit back in the chair and go back to the ground. Don't need to continue to take risks and stand on top of this thing. Especially as my O2 is running a little low. But that's fine, because I put them in the chair. Do I have the parts for the battery? Yes, I probably do. I'm leaning towards it not being directly in the tower. Did I bring any interior plate up here? I can keep... That's possibly all, because I need the rest for another turbine if I need a third. We'll go... Those for our power connection. Slap down an armor block. Put down a little bit of a floor. Because then I can have like a battery building or something here. In fact, let's take out the floor and put a battery in the floor. Then I could do some other decorative stuff here if I decide to. I am terrified for the safety of this tower. Like, a couple of bullets and it is gone. But I just don't have the materials to make the whole thing safe. I'll try and weld up as much of it as I can with the parts that I brought. But beyond that, I don't really want to spend the time welding it up just yet. I want to get to space. Once I've gotten to space, I'll start working on resource management again. But the space thing feels necessary because I really want to have a survival kit on my main base. Or even perhaps a med bay. That would be amazing. Go, battery built. And let's have a look at what those turbines are outputting. 90. Ah! Okay, I do have to put a third on. Dang it! Just needs to generate 20 kilowatts. That's it. I'm almost tempted to build it on top of this. In fact, I think I will. Because it really doesn't have to produce much. Like, this base is not going to be used as a charging station. Although, perhaps it should have some sort of connector for charging whatever means I use to fly up here. But it's really not going to be used as a charging station, so I don't care if it has additional excess power generation. If it ends up that I need some for using a laser antenna later, I'd probably just use a laser antenna from the main base, not from one of these towers. Although redundancy would probably be good. I'm sure I'll end up redesigning a lot of this, but I figure if I give it some sort of cursory attempt at making this look like a building that has some style to it, I'll be a little bit less likely to just throw it all away. I really hope this outputs more than 20 kilowatts, because if it doesn't, I've just wasted so much stuff doing that. Alright, control panel. Wind turbine 3. 59! Yeah! Plenty! Alright, so we got about 240 kilowatt output. So when this is set to full range, I should have enough power that that battery will continue to gain charge. So even if some of these get damaged for some reason, I'll still be okay. Alright, time to... I guess I'll weld up a bunch of those armor blocks. Alright, that is all the steel plate I have. I did not get particularly high up. Though, at least I got some of it done. I also brought some excess construction components, which I think I'll put into the stairs now, rather than taking them back down to the base just to have to bring them all the way back up again. Probably put the girders I brought up as well. I actually quite like the way that the turbine on the little base plus the 2 turbines on the tower worked out. Oh, it's not girders anyway. Oh no, it is girders. On the catwalk, but not on the stairs. Okay. Makes these look a little more solid. At least the stairs have every step in. I was going to build 2 of these, but I think given the expense I had to put into this one, I am going to stick with just 1 for now. And when I build something that's got some hydrogen thrusters, at least for short-range trips, I might go to the very tops of the mountains and build antenna up there. Though that's probably going to be more likely when I'm talking laser antenna. Hopefully this one that's built here will be enough to be helpful once I get to space with the Remora. Assuming I get to space with the Remora. Cargo container dropped off. Don't need to bring that back with me. I just need to go and grab a bunch of small steel tubes. Oh, the other reason I probably shouldn't be going and building a second tower is that the Splitsie's batteries are likely to run out before I got something like that done. Under load, it's only got just under 15 minutes power remaining. Ta-da! Broadcast range, 50 kilometers. Now, what shall I call this antenna for now? Mountain Antenna 1. Just because I'm so lacking in creativity for naming things right now. Though, it does bring me to an interesting point. I'd be open to naming these mountains. I could call them North and South, since the sun rises over there and sets over there. In fact, I might just call it North Mountain for now. But if you've got some name and it kind of feels right to me, I might well name the mountains. North Mountain Antenna. Given that we have no magnetism or anything like that to define north by, I'm just going to define it in the sun rises in the east sort of fashion. Because it's pretty much arbitrary anyway. Alright. Antenna, ready to go. Last time, right at the end of the episode, I built onto the Remora an emergency rations dispenser. And that was totally pointless because I forgot I'm going to need ice, I'm going to need gravel, I'm going to need all this stuff that I can't actually produce on the Remora's command module. Gravel especially because I can't make survival kits yet. I'm going to space so that I can. Hopefully. And what that means is I probably shouldn't bother with the daily needs stuff on there at all. I should just manufacture enough food before I get up there. So at the start, just before I started recording today, I started producing a whole lot more food over on the food truck to prepare for when I eventually do the manned launch, which will probably come soon after the remote controlled launch. Something I'm going to do between now and assembling the Remora properly, which will likely happen at the start of next episode, the assembly that is, I am going to name all of the blocks on all of these grids, because I want them all to be as carefully and consistently named as these booster blocks. So once I've got it all together, I can set up the timers to set up the launch sequence and have everything, hopefully, run smoothly when I finally do launch this thing. Which is coming next episode. I'm willing to bet that my launch will be somewhere toward the end of the episode, given the amount of stuff that I'm going to need to prep before, but who knows? I might get shut up, and it might not be next episode. The whole Remora could get destroyed. Let's hope that doesn't happen, though. So there's all that, and plenty more to come. And I will see you then.